If you want to know what the future holds for the world, you probably want to binge watch The Simpsons. In 2008, an episode of The Simpsons that aired around the election, Homer tries to vote for Barack Obama, but the voting machine changes his vote. This exact same thing occurred in the real election in 2012. A voting machine in Pennsylvania had to be removed after it repeatedly switched people's votes for Barack Obama with votes for his Republican rival Mitt Romney. 10 years before Roy Horn of the famous German duo entertainers Siegfried and Roy was attacked by a 7-year-old white tiger named Montecore during a live performance, The Simpsons featured an episode in which this happened. Homer Simpson and Ned Flanders visit Las Vegas in Season 5, Episode 10, titled Springfield, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Legalized Gambling, which aired on December 16, 1993. There they met Siegfried and Roy's parody, Gunther and Ernst, whose white tigers attacked the performance near the end of the episode. The production team dismissed the incident as evidence of their ability to see the future in the commentary for the Season 5 DVD, saying that it was bound to happen sooner or later, and if you think about it, a wild animal in captivity for entertainment wasn't really a good idea. But this was just one of the wide range of The Simpsons prophecies. The Simpsons are notorious for their future predictions. Do they do this on purpose, with something chilling and sinister behind them, or was all of this just a coincidence? The Simpsons is a Fox Broadcasting Company animated series created by Matt Groening. The first 60-second animated bumper for the cartoon aired on April 19, 1987, as part of the Tracy Ullman Show. The shorts were later developed by 20th Century Fox into a full-length 30-minute TV spin-off, which debuted on December 17, 1989. There have been 33 seasons as of 2021, and the 34th season has been airing since September 25th. The Flintstones had been the last primetime animated series to air. Fox was initially hesitant to air The Simpsons because they weren't sure they could hold the viewers' attention for the entire episode. But with 32 years, 34 seasons, and 3 seasons of shorts since 1989, and becoming the longest running program on Fox, the series currently holds the record for the longest running primetime sitcom in the US. Matt Groening sent the animators rough sketches of the family with the expectation that they would be polished during production, but the animators simply retraced over his drawings. That's why in the shorts, the Simpsons appear crudely drawn. The Simpsons family, which includes Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie, is a satirical depiction of American life. The show ridicules American culture and society as well as television and the human condition. The majority of the events take place in the fictional middle American town of Springfield, inspired by Matt Groening's native Portland, Oregon. It was, however, intended to represent any town in the United States according to the producers. The father, Homer Simpson, is a safety director at the Springfield nuclear power plant, a job that contrasts with his irresponsible, buffoonish nature. He is married to Marge, a mother and the typical American housewife. They have 3 kids, Bart, a 10-year-old troublemaker, Lisa, an activist and precocious 8-year-old, and Maggie, a young child who rarely speaks but uses pacifiers to communicate. To prevent character aging, the television resets time constantly. The family has a dog named Santa's Little Helper and a cat named Snowball the Fifth. Various oddball characters from the show include co-workers, teachers, family friends, distant relatives, townspeople, and local celebrities. The iconic show title was inspired by the word simpleton, which Matt Groening found to be an extremely funny word. The distinctive yellow colour of the characters was chosen in part to make the show stand out when someone was flipping through TV channels looking for something to watch. The adult cartoon program is famous for future predictions and has accurately predicted a wide range of global events, including the presidency of Donald Trump, the spicy cough pandemic, the Bengals' victory in the 2022 Super Bowl, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the 9/11 terrorist attacks, the 2012 faulty voting machines, the Higgs boson or the God particle, and so much more. In 2017, the philosophy department at the University of Glasgow gained international attention after one of its lecturers announced that he would be teaching a class about The Simpsons. It was called the Simpsons Introduce Philosophy one-day course, which was held in January of 2017. It used The Simpsons as a springboard for exploring a variety of philosophical issues from political theory to ethics. Dr. John Donaldson, a graduate tutor at the university, explained to Business Insider why the program is perfect for teaching philosophy, as well as how it has consistently foreseen the future over the course of its 27-year run. The launch was successful. Professor Donaldson, who taught The Simpsons alongside Kant, Marx and Camus, prompted his students to reflect on a number of philosophical issues, such as morality and free will, in an episode where Bart is sent to a school for gifted children after cheating in a test. or divine command theory, which is the theory that what is moral is whatever God commands, as illustrated by the sayings provided by Ned Flanders. When Trump won the 2016 US elections, a wildfire spread across the internet on how it was again predicted by The Simpsons. In the infamous Bart to the Future episode, which aired on March 19 in the year 2000, a Donald Trump presidency was foreseen in The Simpsons. For Professor Donaldson, life imitates art. The Simpsons have been going on for so long that parallels between the show and real life are par for the course. And for the Trump presidency, he said that The Simpsons set out to make a joke about Donald Trump because it seemed so ridiculous, and it just so happened that political circumstances changed to the point that someone like Trump could become president. Dan Greaney, one of the writers for the show, even said that it was a warning to America. It was pitched to the show because it was consistent with the vision of America going insane. The Simpsons can teach us a lot, but Professor Donaldson is not the first academic to make this claim. Cartoons are actually the ideal artistic vehicle for philosophy, according to Julian Baggini, the founder of the Philosopher's Magazine. Baggini claims that because philosophy deals with the general and abstract, it always describes a kind of cartoon world. But some people just don't believe these explanations, and theories are all over the internet about it too. Allegedly, The Simpsons episodes are an example of predictive programming, implying that the show's creators were aware of current events before they even happened. They are not Matt Groening's figment of the imagination, but a cover-up in plain sight by the government. The term predictive programming is used to describe the theory that the government or other higher-ups are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool to make the population more accepting of planned future events, as stated by the Ohio State University. In some extreme cases, people manipulate a Simpsons moment as an example to persuade viewers that the show accurately predicted ominous future events. For example, the Super Bowl 2022 winner, the Cincinnati Bengals. People were convinced by a number of Simpsons stills posted online that the cartoon once foretold an underdog victory. The Super Bowl themed episode was first aired in February 2005, following the New England Patriots' third victory. In the episode, Homer becomes an internet sensation as a result of a victory dance that Ned Flanders recorded and the comic book guy posted online. When they get to his Springfield home, they say to him, "Mr. Simpson, we work for the football commissioner and he wants to see you." Homer responds with, "I want to see him too. Maybe he can tell me how to get this off. It's soaked through to the other side." He reveals the permanent marker writing, "Go Bengals," on his stomach by lifting up his vest. The other stills depict cheerleaders at the Super Bowl and a news report indicating that the Bengals won, leading those who haven't watched the show to believe that The Simpsons once predicted a Bengals victory. However, this possibly isn't true. While the show's stills were used and Homer really did have "Go Bengals" written on his stomach, the headline on the news report predicting a Bengals victory was added by the Post's author. Additionally, the "Go Bengals" was lifted verbatim from the 1992 Lisa the Greek episode, in which the Gambletron 2000 predicted that the Bengals would beat the Miami Dolphins by 200 points. For others, The Simpsons was simply an inspiration. In the 1994 episode Lisa on Ice, school bullies Kenny and Dolph use a memo to beat up Martin on a Newton device. The memo was quickly translated to "Eat up Martha," an early sign of the frustrations to come with autocorrect. According to Fast Company, the Newton, coined as Personal Digital Assistant, or PDA, gave rise to the iPhone. It had subpar handwriting recognition when it was first released. And this specific scene from The Simpsons served as an inspiration to perfect the iPhone keyboard, according to Nitin Ganatra, a former director of engineering for iOS applications at Apple. Another case was the 1999 episode EI, where Homer creates the Tamaco plant, a cross between a tomato plant and a tobacco plant by using nuclear energy. This gave Simpsons fanatic Rob Bauer the idea to dream of bringing his favourite episode to life. Bauer created a tobacco plant by grafting a tomato plant onto tobacco roots. Even though tobacco produces fruit, Bauer said he thinks it is poisonous because it probably contains a fatal amount of nicotine. There were so many theories and assumptions about The Simpsons. What do you think? Conspiracies or just plain old coincidence? Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching today. My name is James and this is the restricted section. We upload 3 times per week. If you enjoy stories like this one, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads. If there are any topics you would like to see in future videos, please let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks again and see you on the next one.